Good afternoon, student. Today we'll study the topic organization of higher plant body and tissue. Okay, in this topic, subtopic is organization of plant body. In this subtopic, even subpoints are there: the plant organs, development of plant body, and internal organization. So first we'll see the general characters of the plant. Okay, so plants are autotrophic by photosynthesis, contain the chlorophyll A and B, carotenoid and other pigments. So the plants are autotrophic. Autotrophic means what? So plant can synthesize their own food material by using the um, sunlight and or sun rays energies, okay, or light energy, and it contains the chlorophyll A and B. So the plant contains the chlorophyll A and B. So chlorophyll A or B and so on. So it shows the colorful pigment, and this chlorophyll pigment is green in color, and carotenoid, it is a orange to red color, uh, and it is present in flowers and fruits and other pigments. Okay, storage stores starch in chloroplast. Cell wall contains the cellulose. So and the plant stores the starch in chloroplast. Chloroplast is the cell organelle and in which the plant stores the starch, and the cell wall contains the cellulose. In plants, the cell wall is made up from the cellulose. The next one is multicellular. Plants are multicellular. So every plant means every higher plants are multicellular, primarily terrestrial eukaryotic with well developed tissues. So these are the primarily terrestrial, means from starting from developing. These are the terrestrial means the land plant, those grows on the land, and with well developed tissues. Okay, then next, protect the developing embryo from drying out by providing it with water and nutrient within the female reproductive structure. So while developing the embryo, a plant can provide the nutrients and water to the reproductive part, like gynoecium or the carpels or the ovary. They can provide the water and nutrients to the female reproductive part. This is the most essential part of the plant. And then next, alternation of generation life cycle. So here the two generation are there. First one is the sporophytic and second one is gametophytic. So sporophytic means what? The plants vegetative growth of the plant. Here the green part, we can see the green part of the plant, that is the sporophytic phase of the life. And then next one is the gametophytic means the formation of gametes, or the uh, reproductive part of the plant. So this is what the gametophytes. So in gametophyte, two types of gametes are produced, that is what, male gamete and female gamete. So male gamete is anthers and the female gamete is the carpel. Okay, then next is the organization of higher plant body. The plant body is composed of individual cells that are organized into aggregates of the cell. These are called as tissue. So here the plant body is composed of the individual cells. So plant body is composed from the individual cells, and those individual cells aggregate to form the tissues. So those individual cells, they come together and forms a tissues. The cells of each tissue function as unit, and in these tissues, individual cell functions as the unit. The next one is complex tissue is composed of more than one cell type. So your complex tissues. Complex tissues are um, are composed from more than one cell type. So here in simple tissue system, all cells are made up from the same cell, but in complex tissues, uh, cells are different, and these are uh, different types of cells are aggregated to form the complex tissues. Tissues may function as a structural support, protective covering, and transport of water and nutrient. So here tissues may be function as a structural support, protection. Means the tissues give the support to stand the tree on the upward direction above the ground surface or above the um, soil surface. It gives the structural support to stand. Then next, it protect the plants, coverings like epidermal covering. Then mechanic it contains the mechanical tissues and all, or transporters of water and nutrient. And it plant provides the transportation of water and nutrition to the whole plant body. And so this is what the organization of higher plant body. And here you can see this is the root system, and this is the shoot system. And here um, here in this part, in this root part, the water can be absorbed by the root, and it can be it will be provided to the whole plant body. And um, through this the plant can stand on the on support of the roots. Then next, the plant body. Okay, the next plant body here, the development of shoot and root system during the seedling stage. So your plant body will see the plant organs. The organization of plant body requires development of some organs below the surface of the soil, away from the light, and that of some organs above the soil surface towards the light. That is the underground system and the aerial system respectively. Here you can see this is what the underground system, and this is what the aerial system. So here I'll show you. This is the underground system, and this is the aerial system. Okay, and then next, the development of both these systems begins with the early stages of seed germination, and can be observed in seedling stage. So this we can see in this stage, this both stage, that is the root stage and shoot stage. We can see in beginning of the development stages. The embryo in the germination seed shows the two distinct parts, a radicle which developed into the underground root system, and the plumule which develops into the aerial shoot system. Okay, so while seed germination, suppose this is the seed, and these seeds get germinated like this, and this part is radicle, and this part is plumule. This part is plumule. The plumule bears too many cotyledons, and the portion of the plumule below the cotyledon up to the root boundary is called as hypocotyle. So here after this seed germination, here we see the radicle, and this is what the plumule. After this, the portion of the plumule below the cotyledon. So this is what the cotyledon. Here suppose this is the cotyledon, and this part of below the cotyledon or above the soil surface, and this region is known as the hypocotyle region. So this region is known as hypocotyle region. Okay, and the portion of the plumule between the cotyledon and the first photosynthetic leaf is called as epicotyle. So here you can see the region between the hypocotyle and the cotyledon. This here the region between the hypocotyle and cotyledon. This is the cotyledon, and this region is known as, the epicotyle. Okay, this region is known as epicotyle. So here I'll show you the region here. This region here in between the cotyledon and hypocotyle, and this region is known as the epicotyle. Both hypocotyle and epicotyle region together form the central root stem axis of the seedling stage. Here you can see between this hypocotyle and epicotyle, this is the region of the stem. So here this stem is produced, and you can see here the stem. Okay, then next, after the germination of seed, when the embryo grows and forms the adult plant, the morphological and anatomical characters developed as per the genetic nature of the plant. Due to difference in genetic nature, the adult plant body in different species exhibit different variation in their size, structure, and form. In all the adult plants of different species, irrespective of variation in such a character, the basic plan of organization of plant body is same, and all of them exhibit fundamental uniformity in the organs. The body of adult plant consists of an axis is called as root stem axis. So here you can see the root stem axis. So here this is what the root stem axis. The most of the seed of dicot plant, this axis is represented by hypocotyle region between the apical meristem of root radicle, apical meristem of root, that is the radicle, and apical meristem of shoot, that is the plumule. So here I already told you the lower part of this axis grows with the activities of apical meristem in root, that is the radical region, and remain in the soil in the form of root system. The upper part of the axis grow with the help of apical meristem in shoot, that is the plumule region, and grows towards the light in the form of aerial shoot system. And then next, the root shoot axis produce three types of appendages or laterals. Out of this, the leaves are the most important, as they show presence of vascular strand in the form of branches from main vascular strand in the central axis or stem. The aerial part of the root stem axis shows the distinct nodal region. So here you can see there is having the three appendages or the laterals. So first one is the leaves. This is the main and this is the aerial part, and it shows the nodal region. So what is the nodal region? So here from where the leaves are arises, or the branches are arises, this region is known as the nodal region. So this region from where the leaves are arises or branches are arises, this is known as the nodal region, or it is also known as node. Okay, and in between the two nodal region, and this region is known as the internodal region. This is known as the internode. Okay, so you can see here this is the internode. This is the space between the two branches or two nodal region. This is known as the internode. So here also we can say that this region is also the internodal region. Okay, the aerial stem shows the nodes and internodes, and the underground root shows the absence of nodes and internodes. So here you can't see the node and internode region because all parts are same. Here in shoot system the parts are different. Different parts are arises like branches and all, but in root system there are same parts are there. So there are same parts, or there is no nodal region in underground root system. During development of the plant, the leaves carry out the photosynthesis and prepare the organic substance from raw materials supplied by underground root system and aerial atmosphere. So um, uh, f- mm, the plant body produces the food by photosynthesis. Plant body, this green color green part, okay, it produces the food, or it prepares the organic substance or the raw materials and provides whole body. And even root can roots are absorbs the nutrients from the soil and provides to the whole body, okay. Then next one is in the axis of the leaves, the axillary buds are present. So here in this axis means what, the space between the main stem and the branches. So this is what the axis. In this axis, the axillary buds are present. So these axillary buds developed either into the vegetative branches or vegetative branches or reproductive branches, okay. So these axillary buds can be developed either into the vegetative branches or reproductive branches. So vegetative means what, the next branch will be produced, means branch will be produced from here, or either flowers can be produced from here. So if your branch can be produced, then it is the vegetative branches, and if the flowers get produced from here, then this is what the reproductive branches. These buds in the form of branches on the stem increase the surface area of the plant body. So if the branches are produced on the stem, then it can increase the surface area of the plant body, especially in the aerial part. Branches also developed in root system, but not from axillary bud. The root branches are endogenous and developed from the interior region, okay. The main root produces the primary, secondary, tertiary branches, which increase the surface area of the plant body, especially in the underground system. So here you can see this first part is the primary root, and then next these lateral branches are known as the secondary roots, and even the tertiary roots, and even the root hairs like this roots hair are present on the root system, while all the branches on the main stem together form an aerial while all the branches on the main stem together form the aerial shoot system. Then next one is the flowers are reproductive structures developed from the axillary bud and developed on the stem. When the plant attains the maturity, the flower is considered as the modified stem with floral leaves, and therefore it is the part of aerial shoot system. So here you can see here the flowers get produced. Here the flower gets produced, and this if the flowers get produced when flower get matured here in this stem, so this stem is known as the modified stem, okay. And the next appendages is part of stem is part of the stem. So here if we take the transverse section, we can see the parts of the stem. So here mainly the epidermis is the second appendages of this of the plant body, and the structures are without vascular supply and therefore superficial in nature. So here in some plants there are plants are without vascular supply, so there are superficial in nature. Okay, and then here the epidermis is second appendages. Okay, then the next one is third appendages. This is what the outgrowth projections, and outgrowth projections like hairs on the epidermis. So you can see the hairs on epidermal hairs on the stem, and even in leaves, epidermal hairs on the leaves, and even you can see the prickles or spikes on the stem. So this is for what? This is for protection of the plant from the grazing of the protection of plant from animals or cattle. Okay, and um, and this is the emergence and the hairs have a no definite pattern of development, and both are without vascular supply. And this last outgrowth projections, these are without vascular supply. And this is about the plant body. And thank you.